Blessings, my Afrocentric home design and style channel. This is Lisa Marie. And I love this place not having any furniture right now. I don't really, but I mean, I love the sound. Midnight at your aces. Like, I mean, maybe you think you can sing when you really can't. Anyway, I'll wait for you to get on. I'm going to show you my new dress. I have changed this dress up a few times. The first time I had it on the other channels, the High Elevation channel with Lisa Marie on YouTube. You should go to that one. I had it in some other configuration. Now I got it in another configuration because I don't know what it's supposed to be like, but maybe it's supposed to be like this. I had it thinking that the crisscross was in the back. Yeah, but it might supposed to be like this. Give it a little something. Child, me, like showing breast cleavage is not the most comfortable thing for me. I don't know why, but maybe because I'm in Ghana. No, I'm not playing. I don't know if I would do it in the States, but I like it a lot, and yeah, I would do it. That's nice. So here is the dress. We're gonna move some stuff around. Here is the dress. It's a maxi. I love the colors. I feel like it matches, I think we're gonna move the kitchen. I feel like it matches this space. I feel like it matches this whole energy field going on in here. Like, a woman in a living place like this would wear it, okay? Can we talk about how happy I am with this whole thing over here? This colors, I love it. I'm gonna do something though. We got the green is wonderful. It's giving us all the light we need. And I love it, but I'm feeling the blacks just for a second. So let's check it out. Move this around. I'm going to let the shoulders, But I'm sure you can wear this dress with crisscross in the back too. You're going to see. Let's see. I just want to see what the black is giving. Okay, the black is giving, but the only thing is it's because the light is this way. See, so we got a little bit of both. We'll go to the side. It's mysterious. We're gonna go mysterious right now. Okay, so I am very excited. Y'all, I think I'm gonna be moving this weekend again. Don't. I think I'm gonna be moving this weekend to Accra, from the Cape Coast. My friend's coming from the Cape Coast to help me to go up to the Volta region to move. But I'm excited. Like, I just want to be decorated. Usually, I just want to be decorated, right? This time, I want to actually be enjoying the decorations. I want to be enjoying the space. I want to be enjoying the stuff that's in it. I miss my couch. I miss my couches. And the way I know it's going to look against this black wall or the green wall, because everybody going to have something against the wall. I miss my plants in the house. Now that I'm very settled in here, I miss my plants in the house. And I know the vibe. Like, I want to do, I don't know what I'm doing differently in podcasts, but I want to do things where you just hear my voice and we'll have discussions. I want to invite guests. I'm going to start that. It's going to be happening really soon. I want to have those kind of, interactions. I want to, but in my Afrocentric home. Having conversations about Afrocentricity. Today, popped up, I'm sure it's no coincidence, I'm sure I mentioned his name, but I told you that it's a professor at Temple University. I believe it looked like he's still there. I saw this little news clip of him. His name is Dr. Professor, I'm going to call him Molifio Asante, and I said that he coined the term Afrocentricity. I know he has another term called Afroecology. I just love this man. Everybody does. He's such a dope professor. I feel like I could follow his footsteps. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just think he's the best, right? And I tell you, he coined the term Afrocentricity, Africa in the middle. And it was so interesting to hear him speak today of what I say all the time. I didn't get this from anywhere. I got this from living. That the idea that the way Afrocentricity came from the descendants of enslaved African came from blacks in America, right? It was that finding ourselves that still resided within us and putting it all around us, because in the environment that we were currently in at the time, but they didn't love us. You know what I'm saying? I love that. I love that speech from Beloved. But it's specifically for the movie Beloved with Oprah Winfrey and Danny Glover. Great movie. If you didn't see it, that's wonderful. But then it was the woman, the character was called Baby Suggs. And it was Baby Suggs, that was the character. But it's played by Bea Richards. And remember she did that thing that was out in the field. Now this is the thing took place in Ohio, and this is right after emancipation, okay? So people were coming up north and looking for their families, because they were separated during slavery, and people first thing was coming up looking for their families. And so they're not that much removed from family, as she said, or from slavery, she said. They don't, hug yourself or hold your hands. They don't love your hands. She thought God doesn't love your hands, so you gotta love your hands. You gotta love your skin. You gotta love your nose. You gotta love your lips. You get it? Because they don't love your lips. They love everything about you but you. There's another wonderful poet out of the Bay Area, Richard, aka Paradise. And he did a wonderful, I call infamous. If you are anywhere in the Bay, and it's called They Love Everything About You But You. Just because they wear your hair and because they feel their lips look like yours, and because it doesn't mean that they love you. They love the black hips. He goes on, they love the black lips. They love the black hair. They love the black kiss. And he goes through all these things. He said they love everything about you but you. So Afrocentricity is so important. It made me who I am. I delved into it deeply, and I'm continuing. It's never like I am at the end of Afrocentricity. I just feel like being in Africa, it takes, I don't know, Africa is in the middle. It's really not, even here, y'all, they have to have a day, they call it Friday Wear. And it was to encourage the African people in Ghana to wear African, and show African pride by wearing their own African, as much indigenous clothes. You have to have a day for that, right? And then President Mahama, because it was this, President Mahama met with the president of Zambia to do a visa-free travel between Zambia and Ghana. And he appeared in what they call, some call a batakari or a fugu. You've seen it, or in English they can call it the smock. They have them in dresses, and he represented Ghana when he met with the president of Zambia in his smock, right? And the Zambians, I don't know if they ignorant, not dumb. That just means not knowing, not informed, not educated on that topic. But they were just laughing, calling it a blouse and the whole bit. And I'm looking like, and the president of Zambia in this particular picture had on the suit, the white, the suit, the tie, and the shirt, and the suit. No, he was hot, because I don't know where Zambia is as far as geographically on the map, but I mean, I know all Africa ain't hot, but I don't know, that suit was a little hot, but I know the smocks could be hot too, so don't get me wrong. And they were laughing. They say he's wearing a blouse. So Wode Maya, put it up and was like, let me educate these fools. So he was trying to educate them, and they were just going off, and it was just this battle. It was like a T.I., 50 Cent type energy, African style. Okay. So after that, it was, I believe it was President Mahama. No, I think it was Wode Maya. And then, of course, everybody backed it up. That Wednesday, right, is Fugu Day, which is the Batakari. So everybody show your African pride by wearing your Batakari, right? So just now, I want you to kind of go back, right? In the States, I mean, we only knew it called the dashiki, and it's probably, I'm just assuming it could be a Nigerian word. I don't know, maybe it was even a dashike, because I don't know if I is E, maybe in Kenya, maybe in Kiswahili, because it's like Maliki, so it could be E. But anyway, it's a sound. The A sound here is an I. The E is an I, and the I is an E, or something, a sound. But anyway, so but we wore it. You know what I'm saying? We wore it, right? And during Kwanzaa, you know, we dressed up in our best mud cloth and the whole bit. So the people that were Afrocentric in the U.S., by far we're not saying that black people in America, all of them were Afrocentric, but ones that had knowledge of self. And when I say knowledge of self, I'm not just talking about, which we should not discount the brothers, you know, some people call it the Hoteppers, and I'm talking about from the highest academia, colleges and universities, when we showed up to do discussions and lectures and invite, we wore our froze, we wore our dashikis, we wore our mud cloth, and we wore our local fabric, they call here, which is African fabric Ankara. So we literally, I saw in America first, Cuba cloth put on a pillowcase. This was not the common thing here. The common thing was Africa. We don't really promote that. You know, we want to be respected, we want to like everybody else, and we're going to wear the clothes that's available. Now they could say, oh well, we don't wear African clothes every day. That's what they say, because the used clothes, what they call the faux, they call it faux. That's another way of calling it. And they call it like the clothes you get from the Bend Down Boutique. The Bend Down Boutique is a place, and it's I forget the name of the place that they go to. It's going to come to me in a minute. And it's all these used clothes. Apparently, there's a ton of clothes, used clothes, brought into Ghana daily. It's a problem, I think, and they call it the Bend Down Boutique because it's all put on the grounds. And you bend down and you find something that look decent, clean it, and then they resell it. Anyway, ain't no African clothes have been down boutique. It's clothes from Europe and America and all these other places. And so that's what they wear mostly. No cap, because yes, technically it is cheaper to buy 5 shirts for 20 CDs, which is $2, than to have African fabric that might be 30 or 40 CDs per yard. Even between 15, it can go real high depending if you want the lace and the whole bit, as opposed to buying in dollars, let's say, right? But it still could be more of an effort. And that's why, because even in the office buildings where, I'm not saying they're making big money, but they could wear something African. They wear ties and shirts and trousers and the white man shoes. I'm just saying, I'm not talking about that's bad or good. So they had this Friday wear, encouraging them to wear one day a week, wear something African. So Afrocentricity, what does it look like for me now when the way we put Afrocentricity together was all of Africa, right? And it was, you know, we loved it. Our homes was Afrocentric. The books on our bookshelves were Afrocentric, right? The magazines we read, even the food sometimes that we ate, at least we knew the history of it. Conversations and lectures, even our travels was very much about being in Africa. And we have the greatest tours. We got Ashwa Kwesi used to do a tour. I don't know if he's still here. I know, well, the Jacob Carruthers, but I'm thinking about the other brother that passed, Asa Hilliard, who definitely passed away, and so many others, right? So Africa was important to us. We had African on the wall, like those that were Afrocentric and understood it. What I'm trying to say to you is Afrocentricity was in our culture a sign of class and sophistication. It was an indication of value and even education. It was not this thing that anybody could do. It was something black excellence about being Afrocentric. So it's so important in the decor that we think about that when we do our home Afrocentrically. And then it had benefits that kept on giving. It made all who walked in walk out differently with more pride. It makes the children love themselves more because they're seeing themselves. So there's so much beauty about it. You know, I'm going to talk about it all day long because I love it that much. I love it that much. A lot of times, you know, I will see stuff like on YouTube and it'll be like, let's tour, maybe it's like Homeworthy or something. Let's tour this house. They'll never say Afrocentric, I noticed. They'll call it every other thing, but not the people themselves. although I don't hear it, but in the interview don't ask them, but the interviews, they won't never call it Afrocentric. They'll even call it Afro boho before you hear Afrocentric. Why? I don't understand, like why? So I love being Afrocentric in the States, and I love being Afrocentric in Africa. They both work. They're both good. They're both great. Africa, but I would ask this: am I more? Do you think I have? Would I be saying if somebody asked me, do I think I'm more Afrocentric in Africa, or am I more Afrocentric in America? Was I? I'm gonna tell you that I'm gonna say I was more Afrocentric because I didn't know Africa. Only in my soul I knew it. And being in America and the extreme creativity with Afrocentricity, it wasn't hard to go online and find something that I could trade, get by, all the festivals of, African Americans and Africans, from the continent selling. We could talk about, I remember was that one, was in Boys and Girls High School, I think, Yard, and it was called, I think it was just called the African Festival, and had just so many in the States that I grew up and going to festivals. Wonderful one in North Carolina that's in Raleigh every year. They have performances, but the stuff was unique. That's why I bought African clocks and, like shaped like different countries in Africa. And just, I felt like it was a lot more. Here you're gonna really have to make it yourself. You're gonna really have to have your own creativity in order to create this Afrocentricity. They both had their advantages. Here you could ask somebody, necessarily, if we didn't, you couldn't necessarily always easily maybe find carved beds with the decor symbols, right? Here you could have somebody to make it for you. So I like both. I think I love here because the furniture aspect is a lot easier to get. And 6 years ago, y'all been here, my anniversary is March 9th. 6 years ago, nobody was thinking about no cane. Somebody wrote me and said, oh, look at you got lawn furniture in your house. This was my hater. I had a hater, still might have some more. And then people here, they didn't look at the cane furniture as something that they actually would want in their house. They called it local furniture. Who would want that? This is the mentality, because that is local, right? And nobody wants that. We want European type stuff. But it wasn't, I noticed the place that sell the cane is a place called the Continents, which they have all these wonderful, high-rise buildings, somewhat, not too big, but a lot of foreigners live there. It's a place where mostly all the embassies are. So a lot of the people that work for the embassies, they got the embassy of France embassy, they got the Netherlands embassies, they got so a lot of foreigners. And them and the black people that knew, we was buying it up to the point that it's not even that affordable anymore. It used to be so affordable they couldn't give away. They couldn't give away, the cane. And now everybody wants it. It's so cool. So I find that, but what I love that I'm seeing now is that when you go to the markets and festivals and whatever else, they are now thinking about that. I think like Afrocentric napkins, tablecloths, aprons, pillowcases, taking mud cloth like we did and putting it on your mattress or as a bedspread or unheard of. I remember, do you remember I had this bag, I went to the store, it was an African, it was a brother, a Nigerian brother, and he said some black American brought it into his store. Remember, he would bring things in the store for like consignment, he would sell it, and it was mud cloth upholstered. Do y'all remember that chair? It was so short, it was when I was in North Carolina, I lived in Durham. My God, that chair. So, but what I do love about it is if I could think about it, I could have it. I can get somebody to make it. And I love that part of it as well. So yeah, this room is going to be in Ghana. It's going to be one of my favorite apartments that I've ever done. I know, we're not even there yet. Why do I know? Because I would never think about doing a black wall. I would never think about doing a black wall. I'm gonna go over here and look at this light. Let me see. I've seen it done with some famous black American designers. Decorators, design. But I never would think that I was gonna do it. Never. I was scared. I was like, black, it's gonna be too much. It's gonna look good. What we gonna do? You know what I'm saying? And I'm so glad I did it. Not only am I love the black as much as I love the green, as much as I love the red. I love them all, and I love it because I feel in different moods, or depending on the outfit I got on, I want to be in front of a different wall. This is the reason why I know it's going to be the best I ever had. First of all, I've never used 3 colors at one time in one room, purposely. I know the style that I want, which is not, I know what I want it to look like. I know that I wanted it to be more maximalist. I wanted to be, I feel like all Afrocentric homes in the States were different. But I want to say, maybe inadvertently, my ex-husband was my teacher on the maximalist. He didn't even probably know that's what they called it. The maximalist style of Afrocentricity. We putting it all on. If we want 30 masks in the room, we're gonna do it. It's gonna be nicely staged or put together, But so I really am looking forward to the Afrocentricity, maxing it out, and adding the plants. That's the other part. So that Justina Blakeney, sister, biracial sister that is out of California, and she coined the term bungalow, which a lot of times in California and here, other places, we have bungalow style apartments, and because she had so many plants in hers, she became jungler. I mean, they would probably put her in Afro boho. Definitely, actually, she has 2 books called The Bohemians or something like that. So, she said she didn't even like the Bohemian term, but for marketing reasons, she had to use it. But I really like how she has, I think it's more contemporary. It's like, it's more ethnic. I like it. I want to be African out and out. I want to be African and Afrocentric. I don't want to be, mine is not ethnic. I don't want that. It makes it something to me that the others say to just encompass that's everything. Everything don't go into Afrocentricity, but it's not rules either. Do you get what I'm saying? It's a space that you feel. It's how good you love. You feel you're proud of Africa. Now, for all the people that you look black, but you're not African, you don't come from Africa, somehow you skip, even though, we only been in outside of Africa for 70,000 years. For I forget how many hundreds of years, thousands of years, we were in Africa. That's the beginning of civilization. I know a lot of black people do not want to hear this. I'm not talking to y'all. Y'all black, you look black, you're not black. I get it. You just look black. I get it. That's what I mean. So are the ones that know they're from Africa. I'll be honest with you. There's a lot of black, I got a couple that, oh my God, they spent time in an African country for about 10 years. They don't even want to act like they don't come from Africa. They the descendants of America. And there's a lot of other people that think that. If it's you, please don't let me offend you. I know you're not African. You look black, you're not African. I get it, it's fine. I'm African. And I don't care how mad I would get in Ghana. I don't care if the Ghanaians never think we're African. I just know because I live in Ghana for 6 years straight. I'm still here. We're African. You might not like your cousins, but that's your people. It's like you might not like your relatives, but you're not going to say, well, we're not of the same blood. We are. I mean, the DNA proves it, but I know, they're lying. It's okay. You look black, you're not African. We get it. Okay, now that I got that out the way, I got some trolls up in here. Hey, Cynthia. Oh, is my sound gone? Is that still true? Is the sound going? Let me ask you, is the sound still going? I love the front. You love the front? Thank you. Because I don't see the mute off. Hey, Lakeisha. Love the dress. Thank you. I love the crystals in the front. Supports the boobs more. I think so too, Shanika. Hey, Picture Perfect. Can y'all hear me? Because Cynthia said the sound is gone. YouTube did it. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Because if I say it. Okay, thank you for the loud. Okay, sometimes when somebody said that, be just their connection. Okay, Cynthia, thank you. So thank you, y'all. So Afrocentricity is beautiful. Thank you. Okay, good, Lexi. Thank you. So yeah, so I like Afro. So I'm all the way in it. Like y'all, Africa is has always been home to me, even before I got here. What I love about Afrocentricity, there's one thing about it. It doesn't have to all be from one country. I think how dope is that? I'm not privy to say only things in Africa or Ghana is pretty. And so many other African countries and things are beautiful. But in this case, and this is what I do like, because I'm in Africa, I'm in Ghana, everything here is from Ghana. Bought and or made in Ghana. Every piece in this apartment and all of the apartments are from Ghana. There's nothing that didn't come from Ghana or from Africa, because maybe they got the leather from Nigeria. Sometimes I hear stuff like that. But they also got the animals here, so they get the leather from here. So that is the difference of every place, everything I built here, or everything designed here, is in Africa, it's in Ghana, from Ghana. I love that, I love that. And I'm gonna go off. I'm gonna go off. Something that I didn't use a lot of in Ghana ever is masks. We will be definitely hunting down masks. I wanna be very particular. You know, I worked at the art center, so I see masks every single damn day. You know what I'm saying? So I got it, it's gotta touch me. I gotta feel it, you know? And I don't know what that's gonna look like until I see it. It's something that I want in the max. Definitely the plants, but I would love to like have the plants instead of in the pots that they're in. The pots are, yeah, I guess the pots are fine, but I would love to make baskets and stuff for the plants. So that's something. So masks that I didn't do before, definitely of course the black wall. Everything else is just what I already have. And lots of artwork. Okay, that's the two things I should say. I feel like I never maxed the walls up with the artwork. Lots of artwork. So walls are masked and artwork, whatever that looks like. And everything else is while we're here, we're just gonna go with it and see what works. So I'm very excited. I was supposed to go to the Cape Coast, y'all, for the weekend, just to get around people. Oh my God, and maybe be by the ocean for a little while. But I was called the landlord village like, hey, you know, if you could come, somebody else wants the apartment. Yes, y'all, I guess, of course, everybody wants it. If you could, you know, it'd be great. So I want to do it because I want to be sitting up in my house. I want to set up my table. I want to have my little desk, and I need to get writing. I gotta create. So I feel like what this is I need to have a creative space. I need to have a place that when I get out of my wonderful bedroom, I would walk in here, and this is gonna be full, and it's gonna feel protective with the mask, and then it's gonna feel alive with the plants, and I might get some little water feature, and they sell them at Malcolm's, so we can have some water flowing, because I got things to say. It's almost like, y'all, I'm not gonna tell you, it's like, you know, when you channel, a lot of times you channel deceased loved ones, or sometimes you even channel not your deceased loved ones, others, or energy that has been maybe lived here before you. I feel like since I did this red, black, and green, my depth of Afrocentricity, my depth of everything is just that, very deep. I feel like my thinking and my processing and my third eye has opened in a very specific way. It's a very knowledgeable way. And I need to write all this down. I need to keep moving in the direction that I'm moving in. I know how spiritual it is. When I had the beige walls, we wasn't on this like this. We just wasn't. But and I want to really write about that, like why color is so important, and depending on what you need, you just got to change the color of a wall on your own. Or even you could say why redoing, or I don't call it redesigning, I call it redeciding. something I'm very good at. So my friend said, you're very good at that one. You know me, we do it for A. It's until the feeling moves me into another feeling. But I feel so proud to be a Black American, but I know I'm African, and I know I come from Africa. I love it. I'm embracing it all, because in a lot of ways it's kind of the same, but it's not. And so let me tell you what I was thinking. I did this whole video, and I've been talking about it for days, about, yes, Whitney Joy, you really said it well. I guess I could have called the video, "The Grass is Not Always Green on the Other Side." And I did a video talking about, I know a lot of Black Americans, some, not all, long to get out of the red, white, and blue, and they really want to come. In some cases, they want to live abroad, not necessarily even just the continent. And then there's those that would like to come to the continent. And I guess I didn't realize that that's kind of what I was saying in the video, but I know I was, but I love the way you put the grass is not, and I was kind of saying the grass is not always greener on the other side, and that you're in the perfect place. I didn't want people to think like, oh, well, sorry you can't afford it, or oh, well, sorry you didn't get here in time, so you're just stuck over there. We're so lucky over here. We made it. Sorry. Door closed. Like, it, I don't know people saying that, but it's just a feeling. So at the same time, as much as I love Black American culture, miss Black American culture, I can create it, well, I am it. I can create it in my space. I can get that feeling that I want in my space. Because I'm also grateful. I'll tell you something. It's so deep that the grass, what they say, the grass is not green on the other side, it's greenest when you water it, right? It's very true. Yeah, I was really, I was really thinking, I think a lot. I got a lot of time. So I got time. I ain't working a regular job, like mine. Oh, that's why, we going into brilliancy in a minute, because I got a lot of time, okay? But I was talking to friends who have relocated, and I talked to them because they're relocated. They was in the Gambia for 10 years, now they're back in the States. And I called them because they're so positive. Because everybody else be telling me the absolute truth. Don't get me wrong, I called it the truth. I'm on your side. Child, you don't want to come back to this mess. Girl, you don't want to do that, girl. So but they're very positive, because they just got back to their, and, just even a conversation, because I was asking real questions. Oh my God, the going backwards, it's like giving birth to a child, which is hard, and then saying, wait, rewind, and having the baby have to go right back up the vaginal canal and into the womb. That would be probably pretty painful, right? Well, that's how I feel like it would be going back there. I love African American culture, but I think what I'm craving is not necessarily even there anymore, especially in my age group child. But even in reality, and I was thinking to myself that what is the thing that I do love about being in Africa? Because I'm on the positive tip now. We over that other thing, we in another place. And I say it all the time. It is, I don't really have no worries like that. I'm not really struggling. My friend said this, and I say it all the time. She says, my thing that she misses the States too, she says, I've often considered going back, but I don't want to be houseless. She said, she experienced houselessness before, and that is not something she don't want to do again. Who want to do that? And houseless is a grown-ass woman living with other people that's looking at you. Let me tell you, Americans, I think Ghanaians, they got some. If you moved in with a Ghanaian, I swear to God, they wouldn't throw your ass out. They wouldn't do it. They would not harass you. Matter of fact, if they tried to, let me tell you, you're gonna love this story. So I had a landlord. I don't want to say I didn't landlord. I got now, so it is one. But I had a landlord. I had a family, and they was just not paying rent for 2 years. And then when we done to throw them out, they come up with the money. Then they do it again. It's been a real hassle. And they don't have, I don't think, official office, I don't know, they call it the marshals. When we were younger, they come and they take your shit out and they lock the place up and your stuff is on the curb. Now, they can have somebody do that here. You can pay somebody privately to do the same thing. But every time the landlord goes to throw the family out, and because they have one, the husband has a wife who's completely paralyzed, and so she's not well, to say the least, right? Do you know all you got to do here? I promise you this. This is all you got to do. That's all you got to do. I beg. The townspeople will beg. What happens is that the landlord was already feeling guilty that he's throwing the people out, even though they owe the rent. He's feeling bad. Okay, I'm talking about a landlord. They feeling not good. They feeling bad. They don't want to really throw nobody out. I think it probably would be bad if they believe it's bad juju to throw that one man out with even though they ain't bad. So what he does, he'll tell the neighbors like, yeah, I'm gonna ask them to get out. I'm gonna call the people, put their shit on the street. They don't talk like that. Put his stuff on the street, and that's it. I swear to God, it'd be the preacher, it'd be the man in the back of the house. I'm literally telling you, it'd be the people up the road, it'd be the townspeople they heard at the market, everybody. My master, boss who, I beg, don't do it. Don't do it. Give them more time. To be 5 years. Give them more time. They ain't gonna throw your ass out. They ain't gonna do it. Now I know we got some brothers. Now I don't know how the crowd be getting down. And you can stave them off a little bit too now. It's not that crude, that's a cruel to them, that's a little cruel. People are wrong, but you ain't gonna throw him out on the street. His wife is paralyzed. What is you trying to do, And in the States, like, Black Americans, when they first invite you, they really happy you came, because they invited you. But they will give you a day. So how long do you think you're gonna be staying? Wasn't really sure, Aunt Mabel. Well, things change around here. It's hard. Like the rent's high and the food's high. So, I just need to know how much, how long you're gonna be staying. And also how much you got to contribute. Now they had invited you, told you can come. Well, I'll be bringing about $300 a month. Ooh, I don't know. We can see what we can do with that. I'm gonna need all of it. Then even if you do all that, they still want you out on the date that they told you, and they will throw your ass out. They ain't doing that up in here like that. They ain't doing it up in here like that. So there are some things that, so I had friends that said, I didn't even ask to come. And it was the husband and wife, which I know, who wants to stay with husband and wife? And the wife said to me, so I'm so glad you got your daughter to stay with. I'm sitting in my mind thinking, oh, y'all invited me to stay with y'all. But I ain't say nothing because I didn't ask to come, and I didn't even ask this time. Oh yeah. I think America and I was saying this in the other video, I think America and literally we all coming together as one, we are too individualistic for that. We're too individualistic for that. You can stay for a while. I liked you on YouTube, but you can be here forever, you know what I'm saying? And I don't want that. Like, I don't want to be this big age. Okay, another thing my friend was saying, she was like, yeah, I'm concerned about being houseless. And she said, because I got a 5-bedroom house here and land on it that I own. I don't have that there. And I say it all the time. I don't have 4 plots of land there and 2 apartments. I could have 3 if I want to. I'm kind of thinking like maybe I should save that one, but I don't have that there. And that's a real reality of what you're going back to. Even if it was in its best and politically it was the best of all times, it would still be hard because you've been gone for so long. And then you don't even have, my friends are on their benefits, which is pension or whatever they got, or Social Security. That ain't a lot. But I ain't even old enough to qualify for Social Security yet. So I'm just talking, but I really don't want struggle. I don't want worry. I don't want struggle. So, how I'm gonna decorate this place is in appreciation of being here and making it work. Just making it work, whatever that looks like. I was talking to my daughter, I was sharing with y'all, a lot, and I was like, oh yeah, so I can't wait. I said, how much did you say one bedroom was? And she said, oh no, that was a mistake. It's this one, it was doubling. Oh my God, in the bag. And I said, well, what you gonna do to my daughter? I said, I know your lease is up and your roommates are moving back to Georgia, and what are you gonna do? She said, well, I can't keep her up to myself. I mean, she was a roommate. I said, oh yeah, obviously. She said, I'm just gonna go back and live with my dad. I was like, oh, this is getting hopeless right here. This is what we're not gonna do. We are not gonna be uncomfortable. We're not gonna be uncomfortable, okay? Another thing I was thinking about, my friends were in Gambia and I'm in Ghana. And even they say, Ghana's a lot more advanced as far as the needs of diasporans, because before YouTube, diasporans have been coming here for 30, 40, 50, some people have been here for 30, 40, and 50 years. And it was talking about how, you can't get the kale, nobody's grown it. We got so green, I got everything vegetable I could run in the States there. Supplements galore, all of them in crop. And they were saying that too. I know in Ghana we got more access to, to stuff we would want abroad, So I just had to give thanks for a while. I'm always going to be critical of my own self and what it feels like to live in any one place. But I'm gonna be 59, so by the time I get there, I'm sure I'll be close to 60. I ain't trying to struggle. I am not wanting to struggle. And I don't want my people to struggle either. So, it wasn't as exciting to me. Nobody says this, but we should say, I want things, I need ease. I want things to just flow. I want ease. I want to wake up in the morning, listen to the goats and the birds, because even in Accra, the goats and the birds being talking, And I want to be in my Afrocentric home with my water feature that I get from Malcolm, and whatever else I think is missing, it's up to me to go and find it. I want to generate more money, because even here, it's not free. You know what I'm saying? You still got to work, or you still got to bring in some income. It's not free. So, so I really thought about it and thought, girl, you just bored. Well, that'd be cute. I should pin it, huh? That could be nighttime. Pin that. So y'all know I change something. But it's just something to think about. So I want this whole apartment to represent no struggle. No struggle. Live my beautiful life in the style and to what I'm accustomed to. And that's what I want to do. So let me see who's here. Oh, my people, God bless you. I'll be back. You'll be back. Yeah, I do the table. Do that too. I'm excited for you. You did it alone. You did it though. Okay, now, Soar Milo. Part past beautiful. You are, go ahead, Dad. Oh, as a white man, I think you're beautiful. Well, I thank you so much. Okay, it's went out for 10 minutes, so I missed 10 minutes? Wow, that's weird. I wonder why they did that. Maybe I used the word Afrocentricity. I'm telling you, I've been noticing this channel since I went red, black, and green, talking about African liberation, use Afrocentricity. And let me just say, Soar Milo, I want to thank you. God bless you. I'll be back. Homeboy say, God bless you. That's a high compliment. He said, I'll be back. I'm trying to look at all this. I'm trying to see about it. I'm trying to see about it. Okay. Oh, hey, that's James. Homeboy say, I'm trying to see about it. All right. So let's talk about stuff. I'll set you up to talk about things. Let me talk about this barrel. Let's go in the barrel. What time is it? Because it's oh, damn it, it's mosquito hour. It literally is mosquito hour. We gotta close. Let's close them. You gotta do it. Because you're gonna have to do my steak. So let me tell you, I told you in Africa, I always try to teach y'all. So if you do come, Now, what do we have to contend with in Africa? Let me just talk about cotton. Depending on where you live, price will go up. But if you got your own place, you get a generator. It's a beautiful thing. But between 3 and 4, you want to close the windows, because even with a net, the net, that's what they call the net, we actually call the screen. Even with netting, we're not gonna cut this one off yet. It will, the bugs will still get in, because most of the net, you have the little holes in it anyway, but they'll get in. They'll start to come, instead of being high, it'll be low. So it's best to close the window. You don't have to deal with that, okay? Bedroom. So I've said a lot of different things about what I want to do with it here, right? And I kept saying, oh, I'm not going to bring, when I go move from the guest house, I was like, oh, I'm not going to bring this, and I'm not going to bring that, but no, I'm going to bring all the art, except for one. I'm going to bring all the art except for one. No, got memories attached, I can't do it. And I'm going to have, and I said, oh, I don't want single women, I want couples. Not this room, this is the girls' room. This is the girls' room. Art, maybe 2 pieces, art over there, art over there. All the women photos that I have, all the women pictures, all the women artwork. All of that, every last one of it, we are definitely going to bring it, and we're going to put it up in this wall. This is the girls' room. This is the breath of fresh air. This is the girls' room, but in the best way. Unlike the other apartment, which I love too, that one was more like healing. I like the little girl. We're not doing the little girl right now. And here we're doing the big girl who wants to be pretty and pink and all that other good stuff, okay? So loving that, and very excited. And then in here, I told you we're gonna max it out. But yeah, I am just going to keep saying how grateful I am, and I really should write, and I probably should do some type of podcast, because something is growing inside of me. Something wants to be birthed, and I just gotta follow it and let Africa, America, and all of it inspire me. I realize that I don't love it that much that I want to struggle. I don't want to struggle. I want to be clear about what I want to do with all that land. I want to be clear about, how I want to generate more income and, do what I love, of course. And I want to focus on home. I want to focus on the home. I love the home. I love it so much. And the spirituality of your home. And so we're going to do it. So we are going to up there one more time. It's not one time. I'm going to be up there a lot. But let me tell y'all, just to let y'all know that too. Let's see. You are looking elegant, Mama Lisa. Thank you. Looking forward to seeing the new decor. Thank you so much. It's going to be so nice. And like I said, a lot of it's going to be the same old furniture, but in here, it's not going to feel like the same old furniture. And I'm open to doing new slip covers, changing up the color, being freaky with it. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to get all of that stuff in. I know the day that I bring it in is going to be the night. Or I think we're going to be trying to ride. We always usually ride like when the sun comes up in the morning, we ride through the night, right? When that stuff get all in here, the next day is just gonna be absolute heaven. Oh, and for those that didn't know, remember I had that wonderful picture that had the man's head was decapitated. They decapitated my man. that was an old man, I got a new man. So I found an artist in the art center that can recreate, give him another head chop. I don't know if he's gonna do exactly, because the other guy that the head and some parts of the body, they use actually foam. And then I guess he painted the foam really good. So the other guy said he can do something real nice. So we are gonna let him do. So I am going to get that. I'm gonna get my seeds, I'm gonna get my this. I'm gonna get everything. I'm not gonna get everything, but you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna make it work. What I also wanna do is whatever I bring back to the apartment that I do, the one I'm always gonna keep, my first apartment, I still wanna fix it up and make it look nice before I leave, because when I come back to visit, and I'm gonna come back to visit, of course, because I got so much stuff there, because eventually I want to build. I got to have a place to stay. And listen, y'all, I cannot, I can't stay in a storage unit, like meaning I can't be in a place where I'm up there, I'm squished, and I can't, and they're looking ugly. You know I ain't gonna be able to do it. It's gotta, whatever I take over there and put it and rearrange it and take out, it's gonna look really, really nice. So there's a part of me, because, you know, Lakeisha, you still here, she had asked me, like, how am I gonna be okay, like, going up there and letting go of the guest house? The hard part is that I put all that stuff together, you know, but I wasn't there. Like, I just never was there. And yeah, I'm gonna feel away. That's why I'm glad I don't live next. I mean, I'm not gonna be there, because I'm gonna feel away people living in my place. I feel like it's my place, you know. But let me tell you what keeps me going. It's this thing that y'all been telling me for years. I can build one myself. I could have, with all the money, with the traveling back and forth, 6 years, all the clothes, all the different apartments that I took and left, all the ways that I could have built at least a 1-bedroom house by now. I could have. I know I could have. I went over and somebody told me how much it cost, and I said, oh shit, I had that a few times. And my ex used to tell me, let's just start building. And I was like, I'm not ready, because I wasn't. But I could look at that and pay that money, and I'm not going to be there. So I'm going to gladly let it go, because the one I'm building is going to be mine. And it's going to be, you know, like, and everybody, like, to every artist, to me in my case, artist career, that I've never designed my own home. Of course I work with an architect, but I've never designed my own home. And you know what's so funny about it? I think any design you do, I bet when you finish and you live in it, you probably be like, oh damn, I should have took down that one. I should have said no, I should have opened that up. I should have, and then so I know me, I'm excited about this though. I can see me saying to y'all, guess what, y'all? We're gonna add an extension to the house. Because right now I'm like, oh, 1 barrel. But something I'm thinking about, I'd be like, damn, it would be better if we went out and it was an outdoor shower too. It would be better because I do want to build at least 1 or 2 more units for possible income property. It's always good, and that's what we talked about. My advisor was like, for the amount of money, for this not big amount of money, if I do it right, save and actually just figure out a way to bring in more income, I could have something very similar to where the landlord has, where we have the big house and then you have 3 small units, or you could just do 3 units, or you could just do 4 units, 100 by 100. So like my first apartment, but not even as big, a little smaller. And I could build, when he told me what I could build, in 6 years, I could have had it 3 times. So I'm gonna focus on that, and I'm gonna let that go. So I'm glad, I'm giving that up, but the money that I would be paying per month, I'm gonna take that money and I'm going to, once I meet with the architect, which I'll go up there after this movement, I'll go meet with the architect, and then once he tells me what it's really gonna cost, then the first thing they usually have you to do is you gotta start buying the blocks, as they call it here, the cement blocks. And they all say it is true. I could have been bought, and you can buy them, I still got the blocks, they stand on the land, nobody takes them, so I could be buying the blocks instead. That's a block, every block is closer to me completing the project. And because I'm having an architect, I can really let them know my ideas and is it possible. I'm so excited. So, and with everything going on in the world, I know that this to be true. God bless the child that got his own. My landlord, just like me, my landlord's not even, oh, I'm in the hospital, oh my God, like, you never had it, same thing happens here, so let's say, he passed away, it could be me first, we don't know, but let's just say, it's not likely that his wife or their children are gonna come and say, so my dad, whatever, and we now are taking over, which means we just pass the rent. Let me tell you what they're gonna do. They're going to sell it. They're going to sell it because that's what they do here. Because they always need the money. They're going to sell it, and then they're going to split the money, and it's going to be going in 2 weeks. No, just like America be doing sometimes too. I won't say 2 weeks, but you know. I already know that. I don't want that. And I know if Spirit's leading me to do something, it's supposed to do it now, because you never know what could happen. I would feel more comfortable too traveling, or if I wanted to try living somewhere else, right? Let's say I wanted to try living somewhere else. I want to know I got a home to come back to, not an apartment that I got to worry about this man calling me because I got to pay the rent. That I'm not there. It's different going somewhere else to live. You got a house that you're not there. You already paid for it, right? It's already done. Especially here, there's no taxes, no mortgage. You know what I'm saying? No land property. Oh, you know that's the property taxes. None of that. You're done. I don't want to miss out on that, and I gotta not take that for granted. That just does not exist in the red, white, and blue at this time. So I've got to, y'all keep me on it, okay? I want to do it. I'm ready to do it, and I'm going to do it. So when something happens, I'll be like, I'm so glad I finished my house, because I'm going to go right over here, and it's going to be on the first land that's right near the house. So my life wouldn't even change. Like, and therefore, everything's still the same. I really, really look forward to that. I really look forward to that. I'm excited. I'm very, very excited, to be honest with you. So we're gonna do that, and I just gotta create a life that I just need to generate more income. So that's it. I just want to share that with y'all, what y'all doing. Wonderful, thank you. Look, yes, thank you, S. James. Yeah, that's the focus. Same thing with here, you know, a car rent is getting expensive. And I know y'all would never think it's expensive, but when you transfer from there to here, and anything can happen again, even, you know, I'm dependent on the American dollar. Like most, honestly, I haven't met them, they might exist. I haven't met one diasporan that is not getting their money from America. I've not met one. It could exist. Do you get what I'm saying? Not one. Or from the UK, whatever. They're getting a pension, they're getting military benefits, so some kind of benefit. They're getting, did I say Social Security? They're like me, they're working from online, they got their own online business. If the dollar don't stay as stable, I'll tell you this much. I live in the village, I can tell you this. Africans will tell you this. They say people in the village don't really need money because they can grow their own food and their house is paid for in their land and the whole bit. They ain't owe nobody nothing. They're going to eat every single day. Rarely do you hear people talk about they don't eat in the village. Every single day. So if something goes down, I want to know I got my house. Solar panels are very much a thing here. So for those that want to know, it's very much a thing, very much. Got some borehole water that you can actually drink. I can start buying all that dang bottled water. I really could drink the one I got in the house. I'm just nervous, but I can't. So you got water, you got a place to live, and you can grow your own food. Clothes? Where you going? You ain't got nowhere to go. You don't wear the same clothes you already got. Like, I'm just working it out. Like, I don't even wear I do wear my clothes, but I don't go enough places to wear my clothes. So I just want to be smart, you know. Even if I do something else, I want to know that where I am is a good place. So on the other hand, a lot of us stay because some of us, we don't even have the home that we have here. We don't have it. We don't have homes. We don't have the land. We don't have it. And it's something to think about. So join the conversation. So my question to you, do you think it's better? I know, if you were in a foreign country that didn't require all these mortgaging the house and property taxes, and it was a lot less expensive to build. Would you build in your foreign country if you wanted to live in one, or would you rent? I would like for you all, let's have a conversation. If you have time, would you build if you were living in Ghana, or would you rent? The rent's going up. The rent in the countryside is not as much, but it's as much if you ain't there. If you ain't there, then you pay too much. Accra, especially if you want to live like the States, it's expensive. You will be paying about the same amount, maybe more, because you got other things you need and you got to export. So yeah, just get the conversation going. We don't have much people, I know you. I wanted to know that. Would you build or would you rent? It depends on you. It depends on you. So just think about that. When people that's watching the replay, let me tell you what I'm gonna definitely build, because that's just a smart thing. I'm renting for me and 100 other people, okay? It's really time for me to go. It's really time, you know? So, yeah, y'all. So just drop it in the comment section. Another thing, I like a little survey. If you were living in the States and then you moved to another country and you stayed there for a long time, even if you got homesick, whatever, would you go back to the States in this current time? Or would you make it work, especially if it was already working in the new country that you're in? Drop it in, let's talk. Conversation. Build my own and rent a couple of small units up. That's it. That's the smart thing to do. Let me tell you something about, I noticed, I've never seen empty apartments stay empty in Ghana. Isn't that something? Not in the village where I am, not even there, because there's a university there. That's what the landlord wants to rent to, the people, the professors from the university. Not even there. And definitely in a crime. I've not seen it. People are always looking for housing, and they find it and they keep it. I promise, I've never seen anybody say, you know what, I done built this thing for rental, nobody. As long as you don't do, as long as it's like you said, you got your own place and you got a couple of units for rental, it's the way to go. It's the way to go. And I gotta do it, because it's a smart thing to do, especially if somebody like me who, if I'm going between Accra and Volta, then I should do it. Now, it's much harder to buy in Accra. There's really no land to buy, so I guess you can buy developments. It's for big business and people that do big business. Most people build, they go outside of Accra, which is, of course, what you would do. But you will rent it. People are everywhere. It's a whole country, you know? So, yeah. I saw my property tax bill the other day and was thinking, what a damn joke, yes. Isn't it crazy? It's wrong. So I've said, well, let me take advantage. You know, I've been playing. I kept telling myself about at least year 1, 2, 3, and definitely 4. Am I gonna stay here? Am I gonna stay here? Am I gonna stay here? Well, you know what? In 6 years, I'm here. You ain't gonna lose if you build. So I'm excited. We're gonna do, so I gotta give up all of that. I'm keeping the other one because I need a place to stay while I'm building. That was the original why I got the apartment. When I got the apartment the first time, the idea was to have an apartment so we'd be close to the build. But and I got this too. I'm accepting. I have to accept that it's over, but that it's gonna be me that's gonna do it, and that's fine. That's fine. I want to make sure that I have my feelings, but I still continue to move forward. And I don't let it take me away from the things that need to get done. Like, let's get this done. We are here. We are here. Let's act like we're here, and let's get it done. So, yeah. So I'm leaving. Tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday. I was scheduled to leave Wednesday. I think we'll leave Thursday. We'll see. I think I'm going to leave Thursday to go up there. I'll get there on Thursday, going early in the morning. Let me go talk to my sister, because she would actually have to get here tomorrow, because she's coming from the Cape Coast. It's 3 hours from my crowd. She's coming from the Cape Coast. So we're going back up, y'all. And y'all, we're going up in the show. we can do it. I can do it. Well, my friend's gonna be fun. Them $6 gonna go by so fast, and it's so much cheaper. I don't have the other money at this time, but by the way, we have $50 consultations. We got $25 for 30 minutes. We got 50 for 100 for 1 hour. Check the website. Go to it, and if you want to talk to me, we can do that. I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I always have a lot of fun with y'all. And I will see y'all in the next one. Hopefully, maybe not necessarily the next one, but hopefully I'm scheduled to come back on Sunday. So by next week, we can get up in here and start moving some stuff around. So I invite you, you're invited. I love you, and I'll see you all next week. Peace.